Hey everyone, welcome to Unit 5. This week we're going to begin work in earnest on our argumentative essay that will be completed in Unit 7. So you have a couple weeks for that. This week we're going to be thinking about a couple concepts which we've sort of we're building on the last couple weeks. So the main crux or the main sort of idea that we're working on in this week is how to construct an argument, to recognize the elements of an argument, and then sort of uh, judge the difference between opinions and facts. Okay, so the readings and resources this week, when you click on that, you have a couple pages on persuasive writing and a couple pages on fact, opinion, and bias. Please make sure you're reading those before you try to do the work of the week. I say this every week, but these courses are built, in a certain way. You do the reading first, you do those activities there, and then from there, then you can go into your discussion board in your introduction. This is also a good place to come back and look. This is a sample introduction to a topic that isn't covered here. I'm going to provide for you a sample argumentative introduction, just as I have for each of the assignments this term. We'll go over that on Wednesday's announcement, but I just want to give you a heads up. This week's Unit 5 discussion board, again, initial posts are due by Wednesday night, 11:59 p.m. And then you need to have 2 follow-up replies to classmates by Sunday night. I don't count as a classmate, so your replies to me don't count. And replies within your own post don't count either. What you need to do is open someone else's initial post and comment on their post, at least 2 of your classmates. A lot of you are doing that. Some of you are still either forgetting or not quite getting that done. So make sure you do that. So this week, you're going to look at the difference between facts and opinions. Again, the readings will help prompt those ideas. And this also does kind of continue the work that you did in the idea of what makes a reliable source. A lot of you commented, in fact, that really the difference between reliable sources and unreliable sources comes down to facts and opinions. One can be supported, the other cannot. Right. So in your initial post, you want to think of these questions. What would you consider to be the biggest difference between a fact and opinion? How would you use a fact in your writing? And how would you use an opinion in your writing? Why do you think people get confused about the difference between a fact and an opinion? This is quite topical now. I think, if nothing else, the last 5 to 6 years especially have really proved that people seriously don't know the difference between a fact and opinion. And I think a lot of what has transpired in our country is because of that, because it has sort of fallen into where people are tricked by one or the other. So that's the crux of it. Now, this is the part that a lot of people forget to do this during this week, and so I'm highlighting it again. I want you to do this. So you have your paragraph where you're answering these questions. Then at the bottom, you need to provide 2 statements. You can call them statement 1 and statement 2. One of them should be a fact and one should be an opinion. Don't indicate which they are. Our job and what you can do in peer-to-peer replies are comment on which you think is which. All right. And I'll be commenting as well, especially sometimes people don't quite grasp what a fact and opinion is. So if you need that redirection, that's fine as well. So that's the discussion board again. That's the first sort of due assignment, the initial post due by Wednesday. This week, you're going to begin crafting your argumentative essay, and you're going to do that by crafting your argumentative introduction. Last week, you were to write 2 paragraphs that had a direct quote from a source and then a paraphrase from a source. About one of the 3 topics that you could choose from. You're going to choose that same topic, whatever you wrote about last week, and you're going to write your introductory paragraph this week. So, for instance, for my sample essay that I submitted, I wrote about the sports gender pay gap. So this week, you can expect that I will write an argumentative introduction that makes a statement about how I feel or my thesis statement, what my argument is about pay equality in gender across genders in sports. Okay, so this is the argumentative essay. So it is essentially the entire large assignment that you'll be working on and finishing up on in Unit 7, you can click on that for sure, if you would like, and get some deeper background. Again, these are the questions you're considering, right? Should cell phones be banned in classrooms? Should there be a pay gap in sports based on gender? Should childhood obesity be addressed in American children? That's the overall essay you're writing. You're responding to one of those questions. This week, for this assignment, you're choosing one of those. Again, it should be the exact same topic that you wrote about last week for Unit 4's assignment, or that you're finishing up now. Same topic. You're going to build this essay week by week, right? So then you already have 2 body paragraphs essentially and 2 reasons. And so you're going to write an argumentative introduction, right? So you're going to begin with a hook that sort of grabs the reader's attention, draws them in. You're going to have sentences that set up the issue by explaining your topics. And then the last sentence, or around the last sentence, should be your thesis statement or the main argument of your essay. Again, I will be providing a sample of this for you to check out on Wednesday, and we'll walk through that on Wednesday's video as well. And so that's it for the week, essentially. I understand that it's becoming a lot of work. It's going to continue to build. Unit 6, I believe, is another one of those units where you just have a knowledge check, with the understanding that you're going to be working on your argumentative essay that is due in Unit 7. So this week, by the end of this week, you should have your introduction done. You will have a better understanding of sort of what makes a fact and what makes an opinion. And yeah, you're well on your way. If you have questions, don't hesitate to email me. Otherwise, we'll speak again on Wednesday.